Allo, allo, allo. I am back with another deck tech. This week I am going to be showing off my Burglar Tribal deck, helmed by Rona, Herald of the Invasion, a 2-mana legendary, blue, but blue-black identity creature. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, untap Rona. You can tap, draw a card, then discard a card. Or you can pay 5 and Phyrexian black to flip it into a 5/5 Phyrexian Obliterator type thing. A 5/5 trample. Whenever a source deals damage to Rona, that source's controller exiles a card from their hand at random. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Which is a very cool card. I really dig it, but the deck is what it's really about here. If you're like me, then you know that Magic is a zero-sum game. There's only so much fun to be had, and I want to have it all. The goal here is to steal all of our opponent's fun things and win with them. The ramp package is, as always, pretty boring, but the couple standouts would be Mox Amber, a 0-mana artifact that taps for a mana of any color among legendary creatures or planeswalkers you control. A Mox is very strong, and especially in a deck with a 2-mana commander. And I don't even know. There are a couple other legends in here, but not very many. There's a Brawl, for example. Other than that, we've got Midnight Clock, which is a 3-mana mana rock that wheels after you get 12 counters on it. And you put a counter on it at the beginning of every upkeep, so after 6 turns you get to discard your hand and draw 7. Or you can pay 3 mana to put a counter on it and speed that clock up. And then Relic of Legends is also very good. The last time I played this deck, I was able to play Relic of Legends on turn 3 after playing Rona, and then tap Rona and Relic of Legends to cast something else. It's very strong. 3-mana artifact, tap, add a color, or add a mana of any color. Or you can tap a untapped legendary creature you control and add 1 mana of any color. Very, very strong. Very good. Alright, on to the meat of the deck, though. I guess these probably belong in there. But the first column here is our Steal Your Stuff column. And the first two aren't very good. Thieving Skydiver is okay. Sometimes you can snag a mana rock with it. It's a 2-mana 2/1 with kicker X. X can't be 0. Flying. Flying 2/1 for 2, by the way. It's just fire. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, gain control of target artifact with a mana value of X or less. If that artifact is an equipment, attach it to Thieving Skydiver. I actually managed to steal an equipment with it a while ago, and I was very shocked when it attached to it. I very rarely see that line of text come in, but it was kind of cool. Next up is Narset's Reversal. It's a 2-mana, blue-blue, instant. Copy target instant or sorcery spell, then return it to its owner's hand. You may choose new targets for the copy. It's fun, you get to steal their thing and put it back in their hand, or make a second copy of a spell you are casting, which is sometimes very good, especially when you're casting something expensive. Rangers of Ithilien is not very good, but sometimes you can get them. It is a 4-mana creature, 3/3 vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, gain control of up to 1 target creature with lesser power for as long as you control ranges of Ithilien. Then the ring tempts you. It's okay. Sometimes you can snag something small, but it is among the weaker stealing people's stuff spells. Next up is a old classic, Hostage Shaker, a 2 blue-black, 4-mana, human pirate. When it enters the battlefield, exile target artifact or creature until a Hostage Shaker leaves the battlefield. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled, and spend mana of any type to cast it. Yeah. Very good. Excellent card. Next up is Mind Flayer, 5-mana, 3 blue-blue, 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature for as long as you control Mind Flayer. Very strong, very, very fun to use. I mean, basically everything that steals a creature from an opponent is very strong, and all of these. That's the point. That's the point here. Invoke the Winds. 1 blue, 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 blue. 5 mana. Gain control of target artifact or creature, untap it. The blue is awkward, but it's fine. It's on theme. Next up, Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. 4 and a black, so a 5 mana legendary sorcery, meaning we can only cast it if we control a legendary creature or planeswalker. And the text reads, put up to 1 target creature or planeswalker from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Destroy up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. Exile Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. That's a fun one. Good 2-for-1. Tergrid, God of Fright. This is an infamous card these days. I always hear about how awful it is to play against as a commander, and I don't doubt it, especially in EDH. It's not as good here, but it is quite good. 5 mana, 4/5 legendary creature with Menace. Whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent or discards a permanent card, you may put that card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. And the other side is your elephant. But I've got enough ways in here to make people sack things, and maybe some ways to make people discard. I don't actually think that's the case, but enough ways to make people sack things that I think it's worth playing this. And also it just draws so much removal. Next up is 6 mana, 4 black black for Command the Dreadhorde. Choose any number of target creature or planeswalker cards in graveyards. Command the Dreadhorde deals damage equal to the total mana value of those cards. To you. Put them onto the battlefield under your control. So a mass reanimate, it is quite costly on the life, but it's still very, very strong. Gravewaker. This one's more on the weekend for sure, but it is a 6 mana, 4 black black, 5/5 bird spirit with flying. And for 7 mana, 5 black black, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. This probably comes out actually. It's worse than Ranger's Veil Elysian. But yeah, I didn't actually realize it was only my graveyard. Well, sometimes reading the card explains them. Next up is Gyruda, Doom of Depths, one of my favorites, always. 4 hybrid blue-black, so 6 mana, legendary creature, Demon Kraken. It's a companion. When Gyruda enters the battlefield, each player mills 4 cards. Put a creature card with an even mana value from among those cards onto the battlefield under your control. Very, very fun, and it's got enough hits in here, it's worth it. I was able to chain 3 together with some clones. Very, very nice. Breach the Multiverse, a 7 mana sorcery, 5 black black. Each player mills 10 for each player. Choose a creature or planeswalker card, put into that in that player's graveyard. Put those cards onto the battlefield under your control. Then each creature you control becomes a Phyrexian in addition to its other types. That's a good one. Just a nice mill and then reanimate twice. Blue Sun's Twilight. Blue blue X, gain control of target creature with mana value X or less. If X is 5 or more, create a token that is a copy of that creature. And these are all kind of the same, but they don't make extra copies. Blue blue X, gain control of mana value X, Entrancing Melody. Little Mage's Domination, same deal, but it's X blue blue blue. And it costs 3 less to cast if the controller of the targeted creature has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. And then there's Mass Manipulation, the big one. XX blue 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 blue. Gain control of X target creatures or planeswalkers. Alright, so a decent chunk of steal your creature stuff. Next is a slightly less direct steal in your creatures package of Thief of Sanity, a 2/2 Flying Spectre for 3 mana, 1 blue black. Whenever Thief of Sanity deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 3 cards of that player's library, exile one of them face down, and put the rest into their graveyard. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled and spend mana of any type. Mana as though, or mana of any type to cast it. Yeah. Memnonic Betrayal. Very fun card. 1 blue black, so 3 mana for a sorcery. Exile all opponents' graveyards. You may cast spells from among those cards this turn. Mana of any type may be spent to cast them. At the beginning of the next end step, if those cards remained exiled, return them to their owner's graveyards, and then exile Memnonic Betrayal. Love it. Love this card. That's it's Yogg's Will for your opponent's graveyard. Not as good as the Yogg's Will, but we take it. Next up, Invasion of Amonkhet. It's a battle siege. Our fun new card type. But 3 mana, 1 blue black. When it enters the battlefield, each player mills 3, then each opponent discards and you draw. And it flips into Lazotep Convert after being dealt 4 damage, which is a 4/4 that enters the battlefield as a copy of any creature in your graveyard, except it is a 4/4. So that's a fun one. Then I've got a clone package. It's the same as most of my clone packages, more or less. Undercover Operative, C double. This one comes in with a shield counter, but it can target either side, and it comes in with a shield counter if it targets yours. C double copies a spell or a creature, and if an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, you get to do both. Very, very fun card if you get it to work. Spark double makes a copy of a creature or a planeswalker, and it is, what is it? But it isn't legendary, and it enters with a +1/+1 counter or an additional loyalty counter. So, nice for making extra copies of, say, Gyruda. And then having other clones be able to clone it and stick around. Quasi-duplicate, it is 2 clones in 1. Just a 3 mana, create a copy of a target creature you control, and then jumpstart. And Glasspool Mimic, the land that is also a clone for a creature you control, but still pretty good. Next up is a robust control package. I probably won't go through every single card, but we've got like 4 pieces of spot removal here in the black 2-drop slot, which is always nice. A couple counter spells into Disdainful Stroke and Wash Away. One countering things with mana value 4 or greater, the other being a totally unfair card, and that should not exist. Countering commanders for 1 mana or anything else for 3. Narset Parter of Veils is a classic awful card to play against. Each opponent can't draw 1 or more cards each turn. Mean card. And then get a non-creature, non-land from among the top 4. Yeah. Some more spot removal. Nothing too interesting. Gelatinous Cube is kind of fun. It's a Ravenous Chupacabra that exiles. Though honestly, I might be better off with Ravenous Chupacabra because this exiles something until it leaves the battlefield, so they get a chance to get it back. Yeah, I might put Ravenous. The exile comes in often enough that maybe I keep it in. Haggard Mauling, removal that's also a land. Shieldred makes the opponent sack a non-token creature or a planeswalker when it enters, and flips into the True Scriptures. An excellent saga. First chapter, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Second chapter, each opponent discards 3, then mills 3. And third chapter, put all creature cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control, and then you get Shieldred back. So, obviously wild. River's Rebuke, the nice, I guess, it's pretty much a better Cyclone. No, it's a sorcery, right. But yeah, Cyclonic Rift. Return all non-land permanents target player controls their owner's hand. In Brawl, it's Cyclonic Rift enough. Sublime Epiphany, a counter spell that's also counters activated or triggered abilities, also bounces creatures, also creates a clone, also draws you a card, and does any combination of these things. Very fun card. Love resolving that every single time. And Stolen by the Fae, a bounce spell that that gives you X 1/1s with flying for the mana value of the creature bounced. After that, there's kind of I don't really know. Things that just belong in here. Control elements, maybe. Malakir Rebirth. It's a nice revive. Can sometimes get back a Gyruda or something to reproc the ETB. 1 mana, choose target creature, lose 2 life. Until end of turn, when it dies, return to the battlefield under its owner's control. Brawl, Chief of Compliance, makes instants and sorceries cost 1 less. And it's a 2 mana 1/3, and whenever a spell or ability you control counters a spell, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Chrome Host Seed Shark, which I think is also an uncool card to have been printed, just the power creep is wild. 3 mana 2/4 flying is about as much text as I need to see on this. And then also, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, incubate X, where X is that spell's mana value, which is wild. absolutely wild. Invasion of Segovia. I've had a lot of luck with this. This siege is very cool. This battle's very cool. 3 mana for what do you call it? What do you call the counters? Defense counters. 4 defense counter. Siege. 1 Invasion of Segovia and its battlefield. Make 2 1/1s. And it flips into a 3/3 legendary creature Serpent. Caetus, Sea Tyrant of Segovia. Non-creature spells you cast have Convoke, and that's the real key here. And at the beginning of the end step, or at the beginning of your end step, untap 4 target creatures. Very, very strong. Haughty Djinn is just a nice closer. It's a 3 mana star 4 with flying, where the star is equal to the number of instants and sorceries in your graveyard, which is generally many, and instants and sorceries cost 1 less to cast. Hoarding Broodlord belongs in every deck. This card is amazing, and I love it. 8 mana, 5 black, creature dragon, 7/6 flying with Convoke. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, exile it face down, then shuffle. For as long as that card remains exiled, you may play it. Spells you cast from exile have Convoke. Card is absolutely wild. I love it. And Agadeem's Awakening. It's a pseudo mass recursion. X black, return from your graveyard any number of target creature cards that have different mana values X or less. So it's kind of strong, but also it's a land, so it's free. And yeah, that's about that. Let's get right into those games. I love this deck. It is quite a lot of fun. It doesn't do well against, like, control, but, you know, what does? Control's painful to run up against, and it's very painful to run up against with this deck. Oh, I meant to switch some things out, but that's fine. We'll take it as it is. Maybe I'll do a little bit of live editing after this game. Abzadat, Ghost Council, huh? 5 mana, 5/5, enters the battlefield, drains for 2. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile it. If you do, return it to the battlefield. At the beginning of your next upkeep, it gains haste. So you know how I said this doesn't do well against control. Uh-oh. I think we keep this hand. It's not bad enough to toss, but it's not very good. We've got a 2 mana rock at least. Plains, Lunarch Veteran. Okay, well, at least that doesn't make me think it's a control deck. That being said, if it's a somewhat aggressive deck, that's probably good for me, actually. We got 4 mana. Could play the Lantern, but obviously we're not doing that. Let's just run Rona out. Maybe bait some removal. Rona's so cool. Yeah, very neat card. Alright, we baited the removal. I'm a genius. Take action. Oh, I could have actually animated the Guardian Idol. I don't think I wanted to, though. I think letting Rona die was correct here. And we go to 5 mana. Let's go with Gelatinous Cube. Odds are they're not going to care too much about this, but I want to run Turgid out into Shieldred once they have something better in play. And I'd rather not have a better creature under Gelatinous Cube because that's never great. Alright, they're Fabled Passaging. They've destroyed the Gelatinous Cube, and that is just fine. Wow. Let's go Turgid. And they keep having removal, but I'm going to make them keep having removal. Oh boy, that's not great. That's really not great. Luckily, I get to kill it. Oof. So, let me read that card real quick. Oh, what? I said view battlefield. Anyway, it's Elishnorn, Mother of Machines. It doubles enters the battlefield abilities, and it stops your opponent's enters the battlefield abilities on creatures, I believe. Which is awful against my deck, which largely revolves around creatures entering the battlefield and doing things. Let's, real quick, I do want to remove that bird. I think I'm removing that bird and adding Tasha. Tasha is a nice 4-mana planeswalker. Oh, let's see how much of this I can do from memory. 4-mana planeswalker that puts -1/-1 counters on creatures that attack her or you until the next turn, and that's a +1. And for -3, maybe, your opponent puts a creature from their graveyard into play under your control, and it gains ward 2. And the ultimate, I actually have no clue at all. Oh, I also spelled Tasha wrong. Tashi. Oh, right, I don't have it. Tasha, Unholy Archmage, +1 until your next turn. Whenever creature attacks you or Tasha, put a -1/- counter on that creature. -2, target opponent puts a creature card of their choice from their battlefield, or from their graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That creature gains ward 2. -6, reveal until target opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal 3 creature cards. Put those cards onto the battlefield under your control and the rest in the graveyard. Alright, Tasha is in. Craft all. Finish deck. I once had that Tasha ult against my creatureless Cody, the something Codex deck. This one right here. And it killed me instantly because it milled my whole deck. Which was a very fun interaction. I had a good chuckle at that. Like, obviously, I lost, and that's just terrible, but it was in a very, very fun way. Magic is, in fact, not a zero-sum game. And let's see how game 2 goes. Come on. Wow. Wait a second. I kind of feel like I already matched with someone and then the game did a bad because I can't leave. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Arena messed up on this one. And you know, Arena would never mess up. It's so uncommon. Don't look at my icons. Running it back, hoping the server is functioning properly. Play. Brawl. And we get right into game 2. Yeah. And what do we got here? Watery Grave into Rona, into Relic of Legends. Holding up Narset's Reversal isn't amazing or anything, but we'll definitely take it. Keep 7. And who are we playing against? Tatsunari, Toad Rider. 3-mana, 3/3 legendary human ninja. Whenever you cast an enchantment, if you don't control a creature named Kaimi, create Kaimi, a 3/3 legendary black and green frog. With whenever you cast an enchantment spell, each opponent loses 1, you gain 1. And 2 mana. Tatsunari, Toad Rider, and target frog you control. It can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with flying or reach. Interesting. We're fighting a frog. We've gotten into the north. I had to stop running into the north in a lot of my decks because I wanted to run my fancy lands instead of snow lands, which was a very, very sad choice to make, but you know, it had to be done. Ooh, we actually got Merconvert here, so next turn we can go File instead. Yeah, let's learn the convert first. It just makes sense. Maybe we'll be able to double spell a little bit earlier than expected. Black Market Connections is an excellent card. 3 mana enchantment. Maybe a pre-combat main. Create a treasure, or you choose any number. Create a treasure and lose a life. Draw a card and lose 2. Create a 3/2 and lose 3. Interesting. So we have 4 mana if we want it. Wait a second. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, okay. So we can go. Oh, that's so awkward. Yeah, fine. I guess I'm actually going to Narset here. Yeah. Narset's just good, and I can stop him from drawing extra cards with Black Market Connections. We're going to take Baleful Mastery, which is a nice modal removal spell. It's 4 mana, exile target creature or planeswalker at instant speed, or you can pay 2 instead, and your opponent draws a card. And an opponent draws a card. What? That's really weird wording. That's extremely weird wording. How does that work with multiple opponents? Nah. Anyway. So now we can go Relic. Oh, they killed my Narset. We can go Relic into File into Rona. Yeah, I'll probably just drop File into Rona. And do I want to pay the... Yes, I do, in fact, not want to pay the 2 life. No, actually, I'm just going to go pay the 2 life and get Relic now. Yeah. More ramp is generally better. I'm a little bit worried that my opponent's not, like, playing creatures. They are in blue and black, so they might be relatively controlling. Guess we'll see, though. Oof, they are spending a lot of life in this. And there's Tatsunari. I believe I will be taking control of that Tatsunari next turn. You know, not because it's particularly good for my deck, but because I don't want my opponent to have it. Well, maybe I could actually save that for something better. I could just 4 mana exile it. Do they have the, nope. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 mana right now. That's wild. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. With 7 mana, I can Baleful Mastery next turn and hold up Narset's Reversal to copy it if I want to. Alright. Pass turn. Resolve all. They just lost a fair bit of life. And gained life from the Sanctum of Stonefangs. Interesting. Shrine, pseudo-shrine deck. Let them go to attacks. Pass to blockers. Honestly, I have so much mana, I think I can afford to trade off my Merconvert. And then I will exile the Toad. Resolve. I don't need to copy that. What if I targeted your treasures with Maelstrom Pulse? Is that worth it? Resolve. You can kill my commander. That's honestly fine. If you draw a card except for the first one each turn, draw 2 instead. That is frightening and quite unfortunate. Oof, I'm kind of in a rough spot here. A creature from my graveyard. That's not really worth it. Ugh. This is a super awkward spot. I think I'm just gonna run out Rona and maintain the course. Is it worth it to steal this frog? It feels awful to waste it on that, but it seems like they're not going to be playing anything better. No, I'm not doing it. I refuse. I could have flipped Rona there, but I want to hold up Narset's reversal just in case. But this is not a great matchup for me here. Yep, I sure am taking 6 down to 12. Yep, going to 11. And I'll be being drained for 2 now. That's okay. Oof. Yeah, neat. I have never actually run across the Tatsunari deck, but it is very cool and quite unfortunate for me. So I'm going to do this. Decline. Decline. And then I'm going to do this. Steal the Toad. Resolve. And then I'm going to attack for 1. In hopes that we can get something going here. This is not looking great for me. I'll be losing 4 to Infernal Grasp, 2 to the Sanctum. Owie. And if that's all I lose this turn, I'll be lucky. Okay, well, good game. Targeting this. Targeting that. Resolve. And now they cast their... Wait, what? Did I mess something up there? Oh, right. I was supposed to cast the second copy of this, too. Okay, well, I goofed that. And I'm not gonna bother fighting this guy right now. I am quite clearly dead. Nice, they're not even playing with their food. That's nice. They could have cast everything from their hand, but they're just like, yeah, I can kill you. And they did. Good job, opponent. That was a sick deck. And let's go on into game 3 and hope for a little bit more stealing of people's things. Though, tempo is just fine by me. Like that first game, just very tempo-y. There was a lot of sequencing in that last game. It was a little bit confusing in what order I was supposed to play everything. And there were definitely some choices to be made and choices that were made, but I don't think I was navigating to a victory through that. It's fine. And who are we playing? Oh, right, Sauron. Enters tapped. This is often a control deck, but not always. 6 mana, 7/6, ward, sacrifice a legendary artifact or creature. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, amass orcs 1. Whenever an army you control deals combat damage to a player, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, you may discard your hand and draw 4 cards. Absolutely wild card. Probably just want to play Haughty Jin, right? And then I'll pass the turn. Resolve. Sacrifice the legendary artifact creature. Let's go ahead and draw a card and then discard a card. And then we're going to sacrifice Rona. And lose 6 life for the pleasure. Take action. This is gonna hurt. Man, that's unfortunate. That's okay though. Run out an Ornithopter Paradise. And a Drowned Catacomb. No attacks. Are they gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? I don't have enough to cast it again yet. Alright. Ooh, that's a lot of mana they've got over there. Let's see. I can just run out Shieldred here, which isn't great. It is currently a day. Becomes day or night if a day-bound permanent enters out. Okay. As it becomes day, yes. If a player casts no spells during their own turn, it becomes night. Oh, this kills non-token creatures. That's awesome. So I'm gonna go Thieving Skydiver. Kicker of 3. Auto pay. Stealing the Celestis. No attacks. And then I will cast Shieldred, assuming they are casting Sauron. Ooh, Gilded Lotus before. Oh, I could have had a Gilded Lotus. Alright, now we are killing Sauron with our Shieldred. Enjoy your 2/2. And we give them a nice boop on the snoot. I have 3 mana left. I can still Narset's Reversal. Oh my god, so much mana. Alright. You sure did. You sure have cast that Sauron a lot. They're somehow actually out of mana right now. Resolve. I'm not Narset's Reversaling that. Oh, I am probably going to block this so he can't. Oh, he ring tempted there. I see. Yeah, go ahead. You want to wheel your hand again? Maybe put a creature in your graveyard for me? Those aren't creatures. Ooh, Gyruda. Honestly, I'm happy enough with them wheeling, because Shieldred can't be flipped until an opponent has 8 or more. Yeah, until an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. Enjoy the 3. Oof, that was really unfortunate. Nice. I think we do go booping here. We can block this, right? Yeah. Still no creature in their graveyard. Yeah. This is almost certainly on the controlling end of things. Unfortunate. But not for, well, actually, for both of us. But at least they have to spend more of their turn casting this Time Warp. Now I'll be taking 2 turns after they take 2 turns. So at least their first turn is a little bit awkward. Unfortunate. Oof, that really hurts. Not being able to flip that shield right is probably going to kill me. Sure. What you got? Oh, okay. I'm fine with that. What? Snapcaster Mage getting back Time Warp. Very cool. Chandra. This is not the one that copies spells, luckily. Time Warp. Going to exile this time. Where it belongs. 4 damage to target creature. Each opponent. So 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I count 14 damage that they're gonna deal to me. No, my Tasha, you jerk. No, don't oops me. Hush. Oh my god. Okay, well. I do believe we are quite dead. Oh, yeah, they get to attack with Sauron. I am indeed quite dead. That was a nice Sauron deck. That was a nice Sauron line. So much ramp. Which makes sense if you're gonna be wheeling your hand away. I am gonna let them play it out, but they should just be passing to themselves and attacking me for 7. If they were any kind of gentleman. Gentle person. Wait, what? Oh, maybe I misunderstood how turns worked. Alright. I'm pretty sure I'm still dead, but we'll play our cards. Oh, good. A counterspell. We'll flip Rona. And spit in the Eye of Tyrants. Nice. Astral Cornucopia. Very nice. Oh, shush. Cyber Monkey, you jerk. That's a lot of BM from a... I don't know. Yeah, I mean, honestly, with a Sauron deck, it's kind of appropriate to be pretty bad-mannered. I do like these lands from Capenna, though. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, did they not attack with both? That's comical. Okay, I'm almost to the point where I concede. Are they actually not going to kill me this turn? No, shut up, dude. No GG for that. Oh, man. Alright, I'm salty enough. One more. I'm not going to run into the same person again. But I hope to punish the next person I run into for the faults of the last person I faced. Ideally, it'll be a creature-y deck. And we got Timmy playing Schmeagle Helpful Guide, which is quite the fun deck. Not necessarily a control deck. Often just a Golgari sacrifice value deck. This hand is not great at all. In fact, I believe I'm going to... Opponent's going first. I get to try. Let's try it. Let's run it. It's not the worst hand I've ever seen. I have a turn 2 play, hopefully a turn 3 play. Uh-oh. Surely we'll draw a land eventually. Oh, additional land. Ooh, Ornithopter, huh? Surely we top deck a land now. Oh my. So this is a landfall deck, I assume. Which is quite the good way to run it. We can exile... yeah, let's play Rona here before we play the invasion. And then pass turn and Baleful Mastery the Schmeagle when it comes down. That's not a Schmeagle. Take action. Pass. My turn. We got another land. That puts us to 5. We can just run out Rona again, right? Yeah. Ugh, this is so awkward. Yeah, I'm just gonna run out Rona. No attacks with my 0-2. Please just play Schmeagle. Do it. No. Unfortunate. Though if they -2, I can just sack my Ornithopter and then kill the Liliana. Then I'll cast a Guardian Idol. Yeah, I gotta get my mana going. Yeah, keep up Narcissus Reversal, that seems good. Resolve. Alright, what do you got, opponent? Draw a card of... otherwise, okay. So they're killing it. Yeah, I'll let Rona die here. No, I won't. I think I'm gonna get rid of the Guardian Idol. Like, it's good to have mana, but I need to start filtering through these cards that aren't doing much in hand. Okay, they get to steal land from me. That was a lot. Land. Let's go ahead and activate Rona. Got another land, huh? Let's discard Narset's Reversal. And then pay full price for a Baleful Mastery on our own turn. So they don't have reactions. Though I don't imagine they would in... well, maybe. Maybe from the green. Uh-oh. They're assembling the team, checking the top third of their library for any card and putting it into their hand. This is not great for us, but maybe they'll miss in the top third of their deck. Doesn't seem entirely likely, but it's not impossible. What you gonna take, opponent? Probably some sort of removal. Oh, interesting. Okay, taking Hoarding Broodlord probably? Yeah. 5, 6. 3. Search your library for... oh, man, Cruelty of Gix is so good. Maybe I can copy a spell from my opponent, though. Enters tapped. I'd rather... no attacks. End the turn. Let's see what we can see double. Resolve. Golgari landfall deck is kind of interesting. It's not one you see all the time. No, a lot of landfall decks are Golgari. They just include, say, red or blue. What you got, opponent? What'd you tutor up? What'd you tutor up for me? Yeah, I'll make a copy of that. Resolve. Resolve. That's pretty good for me. Sure. Submit. Take action. Draw a card. Ooh, I think I'm in pretty good shape all of a sudden. Creature. Land for turn. Do I want to bounce Liliana to their hand? Probably wouldn't be the worst thing. I don't really want to bounce Cruelty of Gix, though. From a graveyard, you say, so they're getting my Hoarding Broodlord, I see. That's quite unfortunate. Make a zombie. Oof. Yeah. Play an Invasion of Segovia. Play a Tasha. +1 the Tasha. Ooh, actually, I'm going to -2 the Tasha. Yeah. It's -2 the Tasha. You give me something. Either way, next turn Tasha can kill Liliana. Okay, we found ourselves a land. Very cool. Hoarding Broodlord, rather. Comes into play. Let's see what they're going again. Something fancy, probably. Maybe a Breach the Multiverse or something. I could see this being Breach the Multiverse, or what else? That Phyrexian gargantuan thing. I can't even remember what it's called. City Leveler. What is that called? I don't know. The big, scary Phyrexian artifact creature. Ah, nice. Alright, well, that's not bad. So I'm discarding a card, and then I actually get to bounce the Hoarding Broodlord to my hand. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I'll discard the land here. And then we flip the invasion. This is a wild game. My opponent has tutored multiple times. Black for sure. We got plenty of blue right now. Enter. Untap 4 creatures, which is enough to cast the Hagra Mauling. Not bad, not bad at all. Resolve. This is fine. Resolve. Five, 6, 7. So I can get a 5-drop and automatically cast it, which is not bad. Ooh, nice disdainful stroke. Good game. I did, in fact, manage to steal some of my opponent's stuff and kill them. Alright, everybody. As always, it has been an absolute pleasure playing today. Thank y'all so much for watching. This has been The Art of Dying, and I'll see y'all next time.